Yeah, today I wanted to talk the story. It's about the food coupon, ration coupon.
Food
Yeah,
coupon,
and
yeah.
25-pound coupon. That's one story and lead to two tragedies.
Two tragedies.
Yeah, two tragedies. Yeah, so I don't remember when they started this food ration coupon. As I remember, I was, have a memory. I was born 1952. So, like in living in China, 30 years, there's always a coupon, the food ration. And we have like a door, they have, live in the city, is 25 pound.
Let me clarify.
Okay.
For your entire lifetime, you do not remember a situation where there wasn't without a food coupon. Okay, just want to make sure.
Always, that's how I remember. So, 1969, I went to the labor camp, and then I have a godmother. In China, it was very common. Godmother is like not religious. It's like somebody give you guiding. She's a very, very good woman. She's a Christian, and she's head of the children's hospital in Shanghai. And she's taking care of all the kids. Just really nice. So why she become my godmother is I was born very shortly. I have some kind of, I was sick. I think my intestine, some diseases. So she taking care of me. Then I was so skinny. And so she said, to my mother, I said, I'm going to help you how to feed the baby. But I still skinny, but at least I survived, and taking care. So she teaching my mother how to give me a bath, and also other neighbors, everybody. And then I went, 1969, I left Shanghai. And she was very sad. She has a daughter and a son. That time, her husband is a surgeon and was locked in a private jail. And basically, they starving him to death. It's just horrible because this surgeon, he went to a missionary school. So his English is better than Chinese. So lots of time he would come out some English words. For instance, in the X-ray room or something, he taught to as a doctor in those medical terms, he used English. But that's what he studied, And so they accusing him as a spy. Because the last school he went, the medical school, is St. John, which was an American school, missionary university, medical school. And so they accuse him of spies. They want him to confess, confess. He couldn't write in Chinese properly the words. He had to look at the dictionary, the Chinese English dictionary to find the Chinese words. They always say, no good, you didn't tell anything. They just torture him. But he's not a spy. He didn't know anything about politics. He never even interested in anything, So, and after he died, and his wife, my godmother, and they threatening her. They want her to confess. You say your husband didn't say anything, so you had to tell us what the spy thinks you did. So she was a very honorable person. So she felt like, maybe that's the end because she's evaluated, people can respect her. Dignity is more important than the life. So obviously, she decided that wanted to commit suicide. But that she couldn't, no, because she's Christian, you're not supposed to kill yourself. So she was wondering about a lot. So I'm talking about that. That time I already left China. And so after she died, she hanged herself in the bathroom. And then they call her son nearby in another labor camp, come back to denounce her body, in front of all the neighbors, everybody. And then that time, if you suicide, and you immediately become an enemy of the Cultural Revolution, anti-cultural revolution, you kill yourself, right? And so they now allow that you can call the mortuary to get her body to cremate. They don't allow you to do that. So your son had to get those. It's like a menu. I don't know how to say the things. Like a rickshaw, but they have something in behind you. You can pull the body.
Oh, like a
manual, like a bicycle in the front.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what they call them here in China. That they carrying the goods around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have to then, but at least you need another person to helping him. So they ask everybody, all the neighbors, everybody have denounced her, and so nobody will go with the poor boy, and my god brother, right? So that time, I think my second brother, he's just a very gentle, very nice boy, never get in trouble. And by that time, he stand up and he said that I go with you. So he did. And so they carry the body. And then after that, few weeks later, my mother was cleaning the house. And my mother always keep a house clean and move the furniture to clean behind the drawer, and found that there is the little package there. So she opened up. It's all the food coupon, and 25 pounds. That was one person, 1 month. So my mother always immediately think is my godmother did, because I in the labor camp I don't have a food. So she saved every month probably 5 pounds or whatever, and then before she died, she just dropped it there. She think my mother will clean the house and we found it. And she found it, right? So I was in the community. I didn't know anything. They didn't write to me about, because if you're writing things like that, they open our letter, every letter from parents. So my father had to put a mouse quotation in half a page. So they get sick and tired to read it. They say, oh, that's almost, yeah, that's the only thing you can do. And then you're talking about something. But that always, Mao said this is that. So half a page. And so that's the way, and you can protect it. And then you're talking about, but they never would say somebody commit suicide or anything. You can't talk about it. So they tried to give me the message. I don't know how they didn't. So until I got home, they talk about that. And so that's the first time before I started a school in Kunming. And I went back to home. So they told me that sad story. I was very sad. They gave me the food, the coupon. So I took it. They said, she left. That's the last thing, she left it for you, because she always worry about you don't have a food. So I would treasure it. I don't want it to spend it. I say, this is something, I had to hold on to remember her, right? So I got this back to Kunming, and then I had to get my luggage in the labor camp and whatever things. Mostly I wanted to get back the letter my father sent it to me. Every Thursday, his day off, he always writing, because it took about a month to get to me. So he keep writing, so I keep receiving. Right? So I want to get this. This is very important to me. Then I don't have much luggage that time, So I got back. Then they have a little town. They serve. It's not a restaurant. It's like an inn kind of thing. They have some food stand and give you those rice noodle. But you had to use the coupon to buy. If you not just money, you go
you need the money and coupon both.
Yeah, both. And they were small, like 1 ounce, 2 ounce, and then 1 pound and 2 pound, those kind of things. If you have money, you don't have it, you can't get food.
And if you have the coupon, no money, you can't get the food.
You cannot.
Also cannot, yeah.
So that's why some of the people, they save some of the coupons.
Yeah.
They will sell the coupon.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking about the second story. So the first story is sad, right? My godmother's story. And then I keep it there. Then in the shop, the food stand, I met the guy. And we went to the labor camp together, but he's still there. he didn't get a chance to go to the school because he go to some mountain area and they offer him a job, and it's like in those general store, is a cashier. So he got this job. He was salaried employee, so they can government. This all belong to government. So he has no chance to go to the university anymore. So I think, so I say, let's have this rice noodle. And so I bought one bowl for him. He was so hungry, just, I said, what's happened to your mountain? He said, it's okay, but there's just no food, they said. So I look at those tickets, those coupon ration tickets. I say, well, I go to the school, so they will give me some kind of coupon every month. It's true. And I don't need it. So I give it to him.
The coupons?
Yeah, the whole thing, 25, because I never use it. I just keep it, this my godmother, left for me, right? So I give it to him. I said that you need it. So I told him the story, my godmother. I think he also met her once. And then I give it to him, and I didn't know what's going to happen to him. So after 2 years, I think one of my friend also working in that, still in the commune, and he left, and so through Kunming. So I have a lunch with him. So he told me, he said, what's happened to that guy? I said, no, what's happened? He said, he's been arrested. I said, what's charged for? He said, because he's selling those coupons. They say it's a criminal. So they arrested him. He said, before I leave, I went to see him. He said, so sad, they just put just chain him. The leg, chain the two legs and working in the field. In that there, those jail, those, is prison, it's very, very harsh labor. They treat you like an animal, probably worse than that. And was there. And then, so I feel so sad because, if I didn't give him that, he didn't have extra in one cell.
Yeah, but still.
I bring myself, for a long time, really, because I think, I didn't know, it would have that kind of ending, But in 2005, I went back I already in the United States a couple of years, lots of years already. I went back to visit. So we have a reunion in the restaurant. I say, you got to find that guy. What's happened to me? I want to know. So actually at the ending, it's not very, very bad because he working in the prison, and the jailer, the daughter, little girl, coming to see the father, bring some food, and saw the guy from Shanghai, nobody visiting him, So he was giving him some food. And somehow, and for years, and this girl grew up. She fall in love. I think mostly she was sympathized him and with this guy. So he told the father, he said, I want to marry the guy. Her father said, no, you can't. He's criminal, He said, I want to marry him. I just want to. So he said, you had to let him out. So the father write the report to the authorities and say he already there, reformed for that many years. So he's out. And she married to him.
Well, that's good.
That's unbelievable. So, still have
happy
a
ending.
Little happy ending there.
Yeah, then the boy's father died, and so he have a chance to go back to Shanghai. And so he brought the girl and his wife and moved to Shanghai. They have a little house, have the front, you can open the food stand, the rice noodle. So they have that shop. I was headed there, It's original, the style. So that's the
small business.
small business, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Not bad, yeah. So that's the end.
That's the end of today's.
The end about the food coupons. But that time, for years, I feel so bad because when he was in jail.
Well, that's how the government wanted you to feel.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the whole point.